Hello my fiery friends, welcome to another fiery fun stream. I'm your host the Infernoman here, and hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. So, what exactly are we going to be doing today? Well, Edge of Eternities just debuted a couple of days ago, and thankfully, of course, rotation has finally happened. We are still trying to figure out a couple things, and actually I'm missing a couple of cards for the decks I would love to build for the standard format, so we're going to have to hold off a little bit on that, and for this stream, we're going to kind of like dip our toes a little bit into Edge of Eternities. So with that, we're going to be, of course, looking at one of my favorite deck archetypes revived once again because of literally just one or two key cards from the latest set. They just inspired me to kind of pull off something that's hilariously fun. Definitely in my wheelhouse. So what exactly are we talking about? Well, I'm glad you asked. So without further ado, let's just jump right into it now and show you exactly what I'm talking about. Where am I at? Oh, there we are. Yay. Oh, and then we do have already someone here, Mono Musa. Salutations. Good morning, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day we're at. Thanks again for joining us today. So what exactly, as I mentioned, we're saying? Well, we literally have one card that I just saw during the preview season. I was like, oh man, we have to play with this card here. This is actually a really awesome card. Granted, of course, this is still a bit of a, I guess I'll say a bit of a rough idea for a budget deck, mostly just because as I was cracking like as many packs as I could yesterday, it was still, I'm still a little short on some of the key rares and mythics I do want to start building around. So that's why we're going to be taking it a little easy today, and also because rotation, the ladder I think resets. What, does it reset today? Hold on one second. Let me check real quick. So, oh yeah, the rotation literally is going to reset in about 20 minutes, and that means that the ladder now will get back to, I'll probably think get sent back to what, gold status, and then I'll have to like rebuild ourselves. But hey, we're gonna make it to diamonds. That means, hey, we get like 4 packs, so that'll be cool for us. But before we go over that, let's actually talk about the deck real briefly, and then we'll talk about how we're gonna make this all work. So for those of you that are, again, a little bit new to this, here's how it works. We'll talk about the deck in brief. We'll then go over all the stats of the deck, go over every single card, what they're trying to do, go over, of course, the sideboard, and we'll play as many matches in best of 1. Maybe we'll play a couple matches in best of 3, and then, of course, after that, we'll then see what we can do if we want to take this deck to the next level and upgrade it to give it a little bit more of a power boost. But with that, without further ado, let's join us today with a deck that I'm simply calling Boom, Boom, Boom. So that's what we're trying to do. Literally just blowing up everything we can with literally one of the most exciting cards I've seen from this set. So let's kind of talk about it now for a moment here. So the card literally brought me back to one of my favorite deck archetypes, Rakdos Sacrifice here. So with this weapons manufacturing from Edge of Eternity. So this is a sweet enchantment I actually love. I actually need to get a copy of this for myself. So hopefully I can get one. Weapons manufacturing here is the reason why we're here today. So it's an enchantment that's a 2-mana that says whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, you create a colorless artifact that just says munitions, with it saying when this token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. So in other words, if we can just keep sacking all those little munition tokens, we just start blowing up everything. And what's nice is you can use this to target either creatures, planeswalkers, literally just have the damage go to face, and hopefully we should be able to close out our game very quickly against our opponent. So how do we take advantage of all these tokens, and how are we going to make this many tokens with non-token artifacts entering the battlefield? So that's mostly where it comes down to. So starting in the 1-drop slot here is where we're going to get the party started here. We have Grim Bauble here. This is an awesome card for us. It enters, just gives a creature an opponent controls -2/-2 until end of turn. So early game spot removal. You can sacrifice it on its own later on for 3 mana, tapping it, and then surveil 2. Usually you actually don't want to surveil. It's just going to be that early game spot removal, which again will trigger off weapons manufacturing, and we can use this as sack fodder later on for a couple key cards. We need more artifacts to get this going, so we also are going to work with Clockwork Percussionist here. It's an artifact creature monkey toy. I actually do love this cute little monkey for what it does. Has haste, deals early game damage. If it dies, you can exile the top card of our library and then play the next card until the end of our next turn. So great for us overall. Just again, helps us trigger off weapons manufacturing, does early game damage, and replaces itself when it dies. Speaking of, again, useful artifacts that are utility, Goldhound is also going to be great for us. First Strike Menace, Treasure Dog. You can sacrifice it if you want to on its own to then add 1 mana of any color. But again, same thing, does early game damage for us, but we can use it as a treasure if we need to just kind of give ourselves a bit of a pseudo ramp package. For spot removal, we'll also utilize here Torch the Tower. It deals 2 damage to a creature or planeswalker if the spell was bargained, however, which means we have to sacrifice an artifact, enchantment, or token, then it'll deal 3 damage to that permanent, and we get to scry 1. So early game, of course, for fixing for us, great overall. If a permanent we deal damage to with this spell will die, it also gets exiled. So we can also turn off exiling effects with it. Really awesome card for us. The real exciting piece, of course, to the whole deck is Shrapnel Blast. I love what this card does here. 5 damage to any target, which is great for 2 mana. However, you do have to sacrifice an artifact, but of course, that's what we want to do with this deck. We have plenty of munitions to work with here, so if we could sacrifice at least even 1 munition with 1 Shrapnel Blast, that is 7 damage for 2 mana. That's an amazing rate and really good for us to close out the game out of nowhere against any opponent. We can still churn out even more value with our decks. So say like we're struggling with those weapons and maybe we need another sack outlet. We also have Oni Cult Anvil here. Again, another amazing card for us. This Rakdos artifact that says if 1 or more artifacts we control leaves the battlefield during our turn, create a 1/1 colorless construct artifact creature token. You can only, however, trigger this once each turn. However, at instant speed for free, you sacrifice an artifact and deal 1 damage to each opponent, and we gain 1 life. So great for us for stabilization purposes, but we can use this, of course, to sacrifice extra munitions. They can deal damage however we want to. We can make a construct to, of course, stabilize and slowly go wide, and of course just gain some life. Just amazing overall for the deck. So speaking of additional synergies here, we do want to make sure we can also push out a little extra damage. We need to close out the game. So our another great options here for the synergies, Popular Egoist and Mayhem Devil. I'm pretty sure anybody who's played for quite a while knows how Mayhem Devil is. Really good card for us. Anytime a player sacrifices a permanent, 1 damage to any target. So imagine, if you will, you're going to have moments where you can then sacrifice munitions. That deals 2 damage. The Mayhem Devil deals 1 damage. You pretty much can just bolt anything you want just immediately with that value. While Popular Egoist is also still good, it's not quite as good as Mayhem Devil. It is easier to cast because it's still a 3 mana, it's 3/2, but it's a little bit on the weaker side. However, it has its own built-in ability where you can sacrifice an artifact or enchantment, creature or enchantment. Then this creature can then gain indestructible. So this gives it a little bit of a pseudo protection. You have to tap it, of course, to do all this stuff, but of course you can do this at instant speed. Anytime you sacrifice a permanent with the Egoist out, your opponent will lose 1 life and you can gain 1 life. So while you can't redirect the damage anywhere like Mayhem Devil, it's still good for stabilization along with Oni Cult Anvil. And then finally, from the Final Fantasy set, and this is actually hilarious, by the way, love this card actually, Phantom Train here. 4 mana, so it's an artifact vehicle, it's a 4/4, and it has trample. However, you'll notice that this one does not have a crew ability, so the only way you can turn this into an artifact creature is you have to sacrifice another artifact or creature. Thankfully, our deck has plenty of creatures and artifacts to work with here, so this is our instant sax outlet to then utilize all those weapon manufacturers to just blow away the board ASAP here. So once you do that, you have +1/+1 counter on the vehicle. It becomes a spirit artifact creature token in addition to its other types until end of turn. So just imagine, if you will, if we just need to close out the game, we can just sacrifice at instant speed all of those weapons, give it a ton of extra pump, and then smash our way in with a giant train. So choo-choo all the way to victory there. Hopefully this actually will turn out the way it does. No, oh, Nick Ansluff over on YouTube there. Thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Can you give a link to the deck list? I can, but right now, though, we're just in the middle of explaining the deck. Don't worry. At some point, I will put it up. If not during the stream itself, it'll definitely be in the details for the stream once we're done. So in the next couple hours, just hang in there. Don't worry. It is coming for us. Do apologize again. But again, we're just trying to get the ball rolling on trying to get the matches in. So that's our focus for now. Okay, let's go ahead. Let's finish up the deck tech, and we'll try to squeeze in a couple matches before the ladder resets. So for the land base here, this is a budget deck. So we were able to keep the budget at about 12, I believe 12 or 13 rares. So that's actually pretty good for Arena. And in paper, if you want to put this together, it's only going to cost you, I think, $48. So that's actually pretty good for a Pioneer deck that actually is highly synergistic. So this is pretty good for us. We're going to utilize 6 swamps, 6 mountains, some Blackleaf Cliffs, and Foreboding Ruins. Notice that Foreboding Ruins, however, it is a rare in paper, so keep in mind that. But in Arena, it is an uncommon, so this will actually be a little bit cheaper, more effective overall for everybody out there. If you want to, of course, you can mix and match these dual lands however you want to if you have anything else in your collection, so whatever works for you. But these are mostly the cheapest ones you can work with in Arena. We'll throw in a single copy of Fountain Port here because we are going to have a lot of tokens to work with, so this is another sack outlet for us to help draw cards with its ability. You can pay 1 life to make a fish creature token, or you can use 4 mana and tap it to make a treasure token. Realistically, though, we're just using it for its 2 mana cost to sacrifice and draw cards with it, just with our extra tokens. For the sideboard for best of 3 here, we're going to utilize here Duresses here for disruption and to stop out those control and combo decks. Soul Guide Lantern and Unlicensed Hearse, so these are great for us. This is going to be instant speed if you want to just exile an entire graveyard for us, or Unlicensed Hearse for slow incremental value, and also it is a vehicle, so you can make this a big vehicle if we need to just smash our opponent. For specific spot removal, we'll use the following. We'll have Annihilating Glare. It will force us to sacrifice an artifact or creature, but we want that with this deck so it works well. Destroys a creature or planeswalker. We'll use that instant speed Abrade here for, again, our artifact hate, or again for a single target removal. And same thing with Withering Torment here, which can deal with creatures or can deal with enchantments. We have to lose 2 life, but that's a small price to pay for the deck. And then finally, because we don't want to deal with life gain decks too much, so we'll also throw in copies of Roiling Vortex here to help us out with the whole package. But otherwise, that is the whole deck for you overall, everybody. So, is it possible for this deck to pull off some victories in the Pioneer format with it and that small little addition of weapons manufacturing? Well, hopefully, again, we'll be able to pull this off here now. So, let's go ahead, let's take this into the Pioneer format. Let's get a couple matches before the ladder resets, and let's see how well the deck does. So we'll talk about the upgraded version, of course, a little bit later on. And again, let's get going with this. Okay, so now that we're going to get this started here, Edge of Eternities. We are still also in the process of building some more Edge of Eternities decks as I speak, so hopefully this will be great for us just to kind of dip our toes in for it now. Nick Aslub here, deck looks cool. Oh, Rowlin subscribed over on YouTube there. Thanks again for the subscription, my fiery friend, and thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, so let's get this going.
It's time to
Yeah, all right. Okay, so we do have 2 lands, Grim Bauble, Torch the Tower for early game removal, a lot of burn here. Okay, if we can get to our 3rd land drop, we should be good to go here. We don't have the weapons manufacturing, but that's perfectly fine. The deck still runs really well as is. Truth be told, though, I was tempted early on to put in the usual cat oven combo, but I know some people are beyond tired of cat ovens, so I figured, you know what, let's give it a bit of a mix-up here. Let's try to add in something a little bit different to the game plan here. Right, opponent's playing Favorite Hoplite, so we'll put in Grim Bauble, get rid of that. All right, so the deck, as you can kind of see, it's kind of a bit of a mid-range deck here where we're just trying to get a ton of value as the game progresses, and hopefully we'll be able to take advantage of that here and now. Okay, opponents. Anything else? All right. Well, we want to, we'll bargain and get rid of the Grim Bauble now, just in case if they cast a spell. Okay, opponents, do you have an answer? Okay, they don't. Oh, here we go. Here we go. We got the weapons manufacturer already here to go. Now, what we just need is a couple of artifacts, and we should be set here. We'll start building up our munitions quick. At least, hopefully. And well, yes, Small Namusa, 4 packs. Yes, we'll get those 4 packs in, what now, 15 minutes? Yay, that'll be good. All right, weapons manufacturing. So we came here, of course, to make a ton of munitions. So hopefully this will work out the way I'm anticipating. We just need a couple of artifacts if we can get this going. Okay, so while our opponent's setting up here, let me know in the comments, everybody. It's now been a couple days since we've had Edge of Eternities out, so what are your thoughts so far? Has anybody built anything fun, spicy? Let me know, and I would love to hear from you. Oh, here we go. All right, so Grim Bauble. Even if they try to get a little, I guess you could say, slick, if you will. See what I did there? So hopefully we get our munitions going here. Slickshot Show-Off will end up getting blown up. If they have Pump, we are ready with Torch at the Tower as well. Opponents? Oh, okay, so they do have Pump. So, sorry, opponents. You do not get that Slickshot Show-Off to go off. And there you are, everybody. Our opponent already has had enough. So, yay, victory for us for that one. We didn't get a chance to go off super crazy because we didn't get to do weapon manufacturing shenanigans. But hey, a win is a win. Get in our wins as much as we can. Make sure to do your dailies, kids. Always make sure to do your dailies. All right, so we got that done. So, yay, first win of the day. Nice and clean. Let's get another one going and let the good times roll. Dead Splendid, oh, you're late? That's okay, my fire friend. You just made it. Actually, we just finished the first game, so don't worry. You're still in for a lot of games right now. All right. Well, I'm just making a Simic Brawl deck. Nothing from Edge of Eternity so far. I did get Tezzeret, Famished Worksire, and Strip Mine for my free 3 packs, though. Oh, there we go. That's awesome. Strip Mine, though? Oh, man, such a dirty card. I can't believe we actually got that in Arena. We will definitely make something gnarly with that once the time comes. So hang in there. I do have an idea for a Brawl deck for Edge of Eternities that is going to be trying to take advantage of Strip Mine. I know it's going to be dirty for some people out there, but it has to be done. It has to be done at some point. Okay, so for now, let's see. We got Oni Cold Anvil. Okay, Popular Egoist. Okay, it's a little land heavy, but this is going to work for us just the same. Hello, of course, Dense Planet. Giving you the proper greeting there. Thanks again for joining us this morning. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, so in the meantime here, we will play our Mountain. We won't reveal that we're a dual-color deck just yet to our opponent. Kumamo. Alright. And I know at this point we're not going to rank up probably any more today in the next, like, what, 10 minutes before the ladder resets? But that's okay. Hey, we made it to Diamond, so I'm happy with that. Alright, Nick, haven't brewed myself, but I know there's a lot of cards from Edge of Eternity making waves in Pauper, and I'm excited to try. Oh, man. I really wish sometimes we had Pauper properly on Arena. I know the card pool is not nearly as big as an actual regular Pauper, but I would love it if they actually gave us a Pauper format officially on Arena. I actually probably would be brewing a ton for that, because there's definitely a lot of fun stuff you can play with in that format. Okay, so let's see here. Well, I guess we'll do it now. So we'll reveal our Swamp, Foreboding Ruin. Coming down. Oni Cult Anvil. No attacks yet, so we're going to try to chump block. Opponent's going to flip their Kumamo. It's fine. Oh, Benson and MTG Gaming, thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Are better than this. Don't play Rakdos Sacrifice. What? You don't like Rakdos Sacrifice? I love Rakdos Sacrifice. I'm not going to say it. Not going to lie. It's definitely one of my it's one of my favorite archetypes. I know it's not as super spicy, but definitely it's one of my faves. Okay. Manifold Mountain. Okay, so our opponent is definitely in on the mice package here. So they're going to do the thing. Most likely the Ember Heart Challenger. Oh. They're going to go after that? Are they going to give it Trample? Oh, they give it Double Strike. Okay. Well, that's fine. We can still block it and just sacrifice the Oni Cult Anvil. Okay. Exile the top card. Gain a little life to stabilize. I'm not sure if we're going to be able to stabilize completely here, but we'll try. Let's see here. Gold Hound. Woof! Okay. Let's see. Do we get the value now? I mean, we're not going to really get much going here. I don't think we're going to win this one because our opponent's already getting very wide here, and we don't have the key pieces to blow up their board. So, probably it's going to be a loss, but that's okay. We're still trying to get a feel for the deck, and maybe we'll shape it a little bit as time goes on. What is this deck again? So it's Rakdos Sacrifice, but we gave it a little bit of a twist with some of the cards we've yet to actually play with from Standard. This is Pioneer, of course, but we have cards like that we usually don't use for Rakdos Sacrifice. I mean, we're talking about like Popular Egoist here, Phantom Train. We're using it because Weapons Manufacturing is actually the newest card that I'm actually really excited to play around with more. Hopefully we get some actual good footage here that it shows off the deck a bit better. At least until our opponent does their usual mice things. Alright, so not ideal being our opponent here, but they still beat us down. Because that's aggro for you. Okay, well, that kind of stunk. That's okay though, not a big deal. We're still going to be in Diamond 4 for the remainder of the next, what, 7 minutes before they reset? That's fine. We'll crack our packs, of course, once we're done with this, and then we'll continue on from there. Benson, I hate this build, especially the Cat Oven variants. Well, this version doesn't actually have Cat Oven because I know some people are beyond sick and tired of it, and also that would kind of dilute our variant today because it's not inspired anymore. Don't get me wrong, I've played my share of Cat Oven decks, and I do like what the combo does, but I know some people are beyond sick of it. So I wanted to see if we can revive Rakdos Sacrifice in a slightly different way. Hopefully we can try to show that off today. Again, we're trying to use Weapons Manufacturing because we want to try to get out all of those munition tokens, which we could then blow up and sacrifice to then hopefully just blow out the board or just burn out our opponents. Still don't have it in hand, though. That's annoying. That's okay, though. We do have at least artifacts we can sacrifice with Oni Cult Anvil. So we'll still keep this just the same. Okay, Blackleaf Cliffs. Find out what you got. Coffee Scam. Alright. Well, thankfully we're prepared for that. So Foreboding Ruins. Show off our Mountain. We'll play Grim Bauble now. Sorry, opponents. And you don't even get any damage off of that. Nothing. -1. Okay, so we're in a good spot right now. Oni Cult Anvil can start sacrificing our extra tokens here, which should be nice. Opponent, do you play anything else? Monstrous Rage. Alright. So thankfully we can deal with that too. Okay. Oh, we have the Weapons Manufacturing already, but... Ugh. Okay. Okay. I want to put down the weapon manufacturing, but if we let Monastery Swift Sphere go off, we're going to get run over. So we have to do this now. Sacrifice the Grim Bauble. Alright. Popular Egoist is cool too. Okay, so hopefully weapons manufacturing should go off in a little bit, and we should be able to then make some extra tokens here. Okay, opponents. Anything else? Okay, so here's how we do this. Weapons manufacturing. Dense Planet, have you considered running Chandra with the Spark Hunter? Ooh, that might be good too. Maybe we could use that as an alternate finisher, or maybe an upgrade for the deck. We'll have to look at that as we go on. Again, the version today is because I'm still kind of experimenting a little bit here and there, and I kind of realized, you know, this is the, I guess you could say the safe way to make this work. Okay, so we'll sacrifice the Gold Hound, take the treasure. All right, weapons manufacturing does its thing. We'll pass here, unless our opponent does something. Opponents? Okay, they do pass. So Calisel Sword. We can take care of him with the munitions we need to in a pinch. But we'll wait. If our opponent does anything. Oh, doing it. Titan Strength. Is this going to be the turn I should wait it out? If they resolve, I'm pretty sure they have another pump spell in hand. I'm pretty sure they do. So we're going to just have to let it roll. It's fine, everyone. It's fine. It's only temporary pump anyway. We could take the damage. I don't think there's a way for them to actually beat us here. 7-3. All right. Okay, down to 8. Dense Planet, I can't even make new decks yet. I'm broke on wildcards. Oops. Ugh. I hate how that feels, though. Okay. Our opponent is down to 1. Okay. Okay, so with that, here's how we do this. Popular Egoist comes in, because we need to stabilize now. Sacrifice here. Okay, well, we actually get 1 off. Blow up the Detective token. Gain life. Drain, drain, drain. There we go. Back up to 3. And our opponent is out of cards. So, here's hoping that weapons manufacturing at least can get us to where we need. Up to 3, though. All right, opponents. Anything else? Okay, here we go. This should be fine for us. This is now what we came here for, everybody. Oni Cult Anvil number 2. All right. Make another munitions. Gold Hound. Yes, the deck is doing its thing. Munitions tokens again. We sacrifice one of them to the Calisel Sword. Blow them up. There we go. Weapons manufacturing, everybody. Make those munitions and start blowing up everything. Do you have an answer, opponent? Turn inside out. Okay. I mean, we can still deal with that anyway. They manifest dread. Okay. TJ Wadsworth over on YouTube there. Thanks again for joining us today, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. This is the deck I've been looking for. Nice. Wait, it's not standard. Oh, adios. Oh, oops. Sorry, my friend. Yeah, I don't have a build for standard, but maybe we can try to tweak this for standard in the future. Okay, Popular Egoist. Drain, drain, drain. And then we can also sacrifice our next munitions here. There we go. Blow up their face down card, so they have nothing on board now. Drain, drain. Back up to 7. Okay. Making her comeback here. This is what we're talking about here. This is what you want to do. Just slowly grind them out. And there you go. Our opponent has had enough. There we go. Woo! Weapons manufacturing, everybody. That you saw it right there. That's how you want the card to go off. Build up those munitions and start blowing up everything. Boom, boom, boom. Dense Planet. Now I'm torn. I do want to go Grixis mana base or Esper. I mean, you can't go wrong with either. I would say probably Esper is mostly the safe bet. But realistically, I mean, personally, I like Grixis. But Esper will definitely give you a bit more leeway in the future. Okay. All right, everyone. So we're going to get our next one going here. Looks like the ladder hasn't reset yet, so that's good for us. So we can still squeeze in a couple more matches, at least in this ranking. Sneaky Toilet, yo! good morning, my fire friend. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. All right, so with this, okay, so we've got our early game creatures here, but mana base is a little goofy. That's okay. We'll still make it work. So we don't have a 2-drop anyway, so I guess this kind of works out for us. We'll play the Blackleaf Cliff anyway, and play Clockwork Percussionist. Get that early game damage in with our monkey. All right. Undercity Sewers. Okay, we have the weapons manufacturing already, but we don't have the turn to make this work. So we'll just kind of slow roll it here, because I do want to get value out of our deck. As long as we can get another land, we should be fine here. All right, opponent, what you got? Scheming Aspirant. They have Proliferate. That's interesting. Okay. So in this instance, we'll not attack for now. We really could use another land, though. Another land would be good here. We can start blowing up the board. Okay, so they got Proliferate shenanigans going on. They're going to attack us now, which is fine. Okay, come on. Give me a good hit. Beautiful. We got a land. That's what we wanted. All right. Play the Goldhound. Woof! All right, and then with that, Shrapnel Blast. Just do this now. Munitions to the Flux Channeler. Boom. Boom. All right, they're all out of the way. Board is still clear. Yeah, Esper for sure. Soon we'll be starting to craft the black-white lands and maybe white-blue as well. You can do it, my man. It's just going to take a little bit more grinding, which I know sometimes gets a little frustrating, but you can definitely do it. Come on, Amusa. I'm making an Alando the Seer Brawl deck, planning to make it for Commander, so I'm going to try it out on Brawl first. Okay. Well, that works out for you. Let me know how that goes. Hopefully that goes out well for you. All right, in the meantime here, let's see. Let's get out the Popular Egoist. We have plenty of those. Get some early damage here, down to 17. Okay, so ideally, if we can get Mayhem Devil or another Popular Egoist out with Shrapnel Blast, we can do massive damage to our opponent here. Or not. Opponent does kill it, and we are getting poison counters now. We're at 3, so it's going to be a race. Can we outdo our opponent here? Another Mayhem Devil. We really could actually use some, use some actual lands. All right. Feared Dragon over on Twitch there. Give us a follow there. Thanks again for the follow, my fire friend. And how are you doing today? Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. All right. Let's see here. Dead Splendid. But most decks will be on mid-range control side. I mean, that works for Esper anyway, so you're fine. Okay. Serum Snare. Let's definitely playing the control Proliferate shenanigans, so they're playing Dimir Poison, but that's okay. We still have ways of getting to them. We really could use, of course, one more land. Voidwing Hybrid. All right. Prolonged Phyresis. Okay. We're halfway down, and we're having struggles just trying to beat them over as much as possible. You know what? I think we'll play the Mayhem Devil instead. We need to actually start doing some actual damage here. Opponents. Spell soon. Okay, so you know what? I know this is probably not the best way to do this, but I have to sacrifice it just to get rid of the Voidwing. Okay, that was more of a desperation move, but we had to do it. So at least the Voidwing will not give us Toxic for now, and they have to recast it. So that buys us time. Okay. Whew. Can we hang in there? Come on, Amusa. Problem is, I don't have enough wild cards, and most spend cards aren't on Arena. Well, I mean, I know it's not ideal, but because trust me, like there's several decks that I built on Arena that I kind of have to tweak a little bit in paper. I mean, I have a vehicles deck that's a little bit different than the actual paper one because there's cards that sadly haven't made it to Arena. So I've kind of tried to make a mental note of which ones I've added in from Arena that later on I would just swap out in paper. So maybe you might have to do that and just make a couple awkward substitutes until you can get to a point where you can then flip them in paper. All right, we finally got our 4th land, which is nice, although we're a little behind now. Let's see. Well, Mayhem Devil. All right, Dad, come on. Give me another artifact. We really could use another one to then get our weapons manufacturing online and take advantage of the Shrapnel Blast we have. Really would like to use those. Our opponent here is definitely all in on the control package here, so... Ugh. I don't think we're going to survive another turn. Like, the only way we would survive here... Oh. We got the Oni Cult Anvil, so I guess that helps us out. Infernoman, however, has a counterspell. All right. Well, we lost. Wow. They actually got us there. Okay. I'll give you that, opponents. Annoying, but hey, I'll take the L. We came close, though, of stabilizing, so good game, opponent. Good game. All right. Dan Splinit. Oh, yeah. Pioneer is poisoned now due to rotation. Yeah, so rotation now moves in. And speaking of rotation right now, it's official. Ladder has now reset. We ended at Diamond Tier 4, so that was pretty good for us. I didn't think we were going to hit Diamond this past ladder, so that's good. We only got one. We only got one in Limited, but I'm not really a Limited player. So let's see what we get. All right, we got our Final Fantasy packs. We got 5 packs, so that's pretty nice. Got some cards, got some gold. And we're now at Gold Tier 3, so we're going to have to reclimb, once again, the ladder. Tier 3 is not too shabby. I mean, we can get up there pretty quick with our deck. Okay, let me crack the packs real quick. Bernie Man, hello, and hello to you, my fire friend. Good morning. Thanks again for joining us today. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. And then Fear Dragon, greetings. Also, thanks again for joining us as well, near officially on the chat. And hopefully, again, you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Woo! Yes, free packs. So let's go ahead, let's open our packs real quick, and we'll continue gaming. All right. Let's go, go, go. All right, got all our Final Fantasy stuff. And realistically, I'm just trying to get wild cards because I want to start making a Tezzeret Super Friends deck, but that's rough because I need way more. I need more mythics. I mean, I have plenty of rares now, which is nice, but we really do need more stuff. So hopefully we can just get that. We do have 2,000 gold, so let's crack 2 more Edge of Eternities packs real quick because I would like to do that. All right. Okay, there we go. Okay. 1 there. Thank you. And 1 more there. Okay, so we got 2 more packs. Oh, all right, we got a gold pack too. So this is great. Just filling out our collection right now. As much as we can. All right, so we got the End Stone. Interesting. Arch Enemy's Charm. We'll definitely take advantage of this at some point in our building process. And then, what do we get for the gold pack? Give me something good. Okay, so we got interesting hits here. Nothing that we're going to use now, but the land planet will be nice at some point. We'll take advantage of that at some point. Okay, let's go ahead. We're going to now just have to start climbing the ladder. We're at now Gold 3, but we're going to try to do that as much as we can today. And then probably the next maybe 3-4 matches, depending on how fast they go, we'll definitely upgrade the deck and see what we can do if we really want to go all out. Fear Dragon, that a Brawl deck? The Super Friends one? I'm not sure yet. I guess I could make it a Super Friends deck. Maybe if I want to save on wild cards. That is doable, I think. But the only awkward part is we would have to pick a commander that matches Tezzeret, because new Tezzeret is colorless, and I want to actually use all the Tezzerets in one deck. So we'll have to kind of think about that one for a bit. Good question, though. Otherwise, I was thinking maybe it's either going to be a Pioneer one or maybe even like a Historic Timeless one if we want to go absolutely degenerate in those formats. All right, let's play the Gold Hound. In case if we cannot get the black mana, we're going to need this to get down Oni Cult Anvil and start doing our shenanigans. Dance Planet, Mono Black Control returning? It's possible. We might be able to do that. I mean, we definitely have a lot of sweet stuff that we got from Edge of Eternities. I mean, First Lightning. All right. All right, opponent, that's fine. In the meantime, Gold Hound one more time. And this time we'll play the Clockwork Percussionist. Monkey gets a hit. First blood, first hit to our opponent. Okay, so if our opponent playing aggro, they are. Okay. They swing, no blocks. That's okay. We have a Torch the Tower, so that's good. Ooh, we do have a weapons manufacturing. So here's how we do this. How do we do this here? Okay, so weapons manufacturing. Swing here. We torch the tower. Actually, wait for a second. If we can do this, I want to torch the tower Ember Heart at its highest value. If we have to, we can use Gold Hound to also pull this off. Oh, this is beautiful here. Okay, so this is even better. So here's how we do this. Actually, that Screaming Nemesis is probably a bigger threat to us. Oh, wait. I messed up here. I realized I probably should have blocked with Goldhound the Emberheart Dragon just to... okay, yeah. Oops. Well, made a mistake there. That's okay, everybody. No turning back anyway. And then we will sacrifice our Percussionist as well. Draw the card. Okay, so we do get the land there. Foreboding Ruins. Now that we have our Black Swords, we'll swap that. And it doesn't trigger off, so... Wait. Oh, it does trigger off. I forgot it's a death trigger, not a... Okay, that's fine. A little bit of a miscalculation there, but that's okay. We can make it work still, everybody. Okay? We'll make our token just the same. Sacrifice that token right now. Munitions to the mouse. Save all bites to the mouse. And we do get at least one token out of it. Unfortunately, though, dang, we just cannot gain life anymore. So we're going to have to just work with what we got. Dense Planet also did manage to get into Platinum 4 with my Control Burn deck. Well, that's good. At least you made it that. So even when the ladder resets, it won't be that much of a grind for you. Dense Planet, and yes, it's mono red, and I did spend all of the rares to craft the rest of that Devotion land. Wow. Well, that's dedication for you. But hopefully it pays off for you quickly. In the meantime here, we'll play the Mayhem Devil. I'm kind of unfortunate that we have to play regular non-token artifacts to make this work, but I'm sure if we allowed tokens on this card would be way too broken to play. Opponents, they're looking at what we have. I could tell our opponent is going to try to do some shenanigans here, but we'll get our damage in, down to 16. Sacrifice with Oni Cult Anvil. Get some triggers off. Ping our opponents. No life gain, but that's okay. We're closing the gap. That's what's important. Down to 15. Down to 14. And we still get another construct. That's actually hilarious about this card, though. You can keep sacrificing constructs to itself, and it can rebuild a new construct for you every time. Okay. The Phantom Train, of course, is what I'm looking forward to doing right here. We're going to get that choo-choo train going. We're going to hopefully smash our way in. Also, what's good is, being a mono-red player myself, I definitely know that mono-red cannot deal with enchantment. So that means Weapons Manufacturing is here to stay. Okay, opponents, what else you got? Play the Sokazin. They got 3 cards in hand. What else do they have? What else you got, opponents? Sunspire Links, okay. Take a bit of a hit here, down to 10, but that's fine. That's not the worst. Okay. Phantom Train. Alright. Choo-choo train coming online. Dense Planet. Now I'm even torn on, do I go for the funny mono-red Devotion mid-range check with Chandra, or do I just start hoarding rare wildcards to get Esper mana base properly? That's going to be a tough one, my man. I don't know if I can advise for you on one or the other. It's going to be up to, again, whatever you want to build down the line. Usually the way I do it personally is I try to craft with the long-term goal in mind. So obviously things like, if I know I'm going to be more likely to play red, I'll most likely gear towards red itself versus other things. So I don't know. Your mileage will literally vary depending on what you're doing. Okay, so we got to blow up that Sunspire Links here now. So thankfully, though, we have plenty of ammunition for this. So this is going to be fun here. Okay, Sunspire Links going bye-bye. All right. 1 damage to it. Ping our opponent. We can then sacrifice with the Phantom Train. The munitions. Get some more triggers. Hits. Hits. So say goodbye to your actual creature there, opponents. The Lynx is gone. Oh, wait, do they have Pump? Ooh, they do have a Monstrous Raid. Okay, so we have to get a little deeper here. Ping again. Okay, that resolves. Ping. Ping. Sorry, opponent. You still don't get it. Nice amount of pump we got there. Although we did have to lose out a little bit just to get that value, but that's okay. We can turn on the train still if we need to. And it has trample too, so we can definitely push through final points of damage just the same. Opponent, thankfully, is out of cards. So all we just got to do is get maybe like one good card here. Even if it's a non-land, any card that's a non-land card. Anything can help us here. Okay, down to 5. Benson, I put all my wild cards into completing the bro set. Wow, that's dedication for you. But hey, props to you for that. I believe you get the cards from the set you complete that they turn into. Okay. And yeah, rare lands are kind of annoying, but they are necessary if you want to go 2 or 3 colors. So I'm definitely trying not to go for 4 color or Wooburg. Gems? Oh, that's right. Yeah, again, you'll get those gems, of course, once you get the max value. Okay, so we got another Mayhem Devil, so this is perfect for us. So let's wrap up this game here now. So with that, we will sacrifice immediately the Mayhem Devil. Get the value. We can ping our opponent here. Let's go straight to paste. Turn on our choo-choo train. And there you go, everybody. Choo-choo! Run him over with the train. We literally ran a train on our opponent there. There we go. All right. Yeah. We're going to rebuilding ourselves up the rank, everybody. Let's do this. Let's go. Okay, so feeling good about that one there. Getting our dailies done. Okay, so deck feels definitely pretty good. I know it's, again, not using all of the cards from Edge of Eternities because, again, we're still trying to play around with stuff. I had yesterday an outage for most of the day, so that kind of set me back a whole day when it came to trying to brew. Because literally anytime I was online on Arena, I was kind of on my phone, so I had to use my phone to kind of keep sculpting decks. So it took quite a while for me. And then by the time we got our internet back, it was too late for us, sadly, to stream yesterday, so sorry about that, everybody. But that's why we're streaming today. And at the very least, now we have a little bit of time to work with, finally, with trying to build some stuff here. Okay, so we have the weapons manufacturer, which is great. All we just need to do is just start doing our thing here. So Blackleaf Cliffs. We're not going to put down our artifacts yet. I want to get full value out of them, so we're going to hold off for a smidge here. Also, depending on what our opponent's playing. Okay, Cliffs again. Weapons manufacturing. We came here to make some munitions and blow them up. Right? Opponent, what you got? Corey Steelcutter, Joy. Okay, so I'm guessing our opponent is the Izzet. I guess they're just playing an Izzet deck just straight out. So we'll see how that goes. Popular Egoist. We don't have anything to blow up just yet, so we'll just wait it out. Opponents, still nothing yet. Foreboding Ruins. No value there, but that's okay. I guess we'll just keep playing Egoists. Get some damage in. First Blood. Got that early hit. Consider. They draw a card. Okay, Corey Steelcutter number 2. Here come the tokens. They swing. No blocks yet. We do have ways of dealing with them. Okay, so we got the Shrapnel Blast, and we have the Gold Hound. Grim Bauble. Make our first munitions. Okay, creature down. And we will swing here. Down to 11. Okay, we're doing stuff. Little by little. Consider. Okay, so it looks like our opponent they're stumbling on their mana base, because it looks like they're desperately trying to get another blue source. But this is in our favor perfectly. So, I think we can close them out here and now. Play the Mountain. Gold Hound. And I think we're now set for victory. So, we swing here. We will sacrifice with Shrapnel Blast. Blow up the munitions for max damage. And we even get the life gain and drain here too. This is too good for us. Look at all that damage. Heavy damage. Wow. Woo! Nice. Victory there for us. Oh, this is a fun deck. I'm liking this so much. This is actually great for us. Okay. So, yeah. Deck feels really good. We definitely can get our wins in here pretty easily. So hopefully we can climb the ladder very quickly back to platinum at minimum. Getting all of our gold. At the very minimum, as always, kids, just don't forget, try to at least get 4 wins out of your dailies to get at least 1,000 gold for at least 1 pack. And everything else beyond that is just bonuses. Okay, so let's keep the good times rolling, everybody. Let's do this.
It's time to do.
Okay, so let's see. We got the weapons manufacturer in hand. We got some early game artifacts here, a torch to the tower, and we have Mayhem Devil. So as long as we can get at least another land, we should be very solid here. Rakdos Theater. Okay, opponent's doing a little bit of surveilling. Let's play the mountain first, and we'll wait. We're going to, again, try to get a little greedy here. We want to get that maximum value from the weapons manufacturing. Okay. Opponent, Blackleaf Cliffs. Alright. What else you got, opponent? Anything? Overlord. Okay. They're doing their milling. So it looks like some kind of Rakdos control or mid-range build. Definitely different from us, but can do some things. We'll see if we can get around stuff. So I think after this game, let's see if we can get a best of 3 or 2 going. And then after that, we'll check out what we can definitely do with the deck if we want to take it to the next level. But so far, the deck feels really good as is. Even as a budget deck, I'm actually pretty satisfied with it. But for those that are unaware, as always, at the very end of the stream, we'll definitely make sure we can go over the deck overall to kind of get a feel for things. Oof, Liliana. Okay. So we're going to start making us discard stuff. What do we discard? Alright. I think... Well... I'll throw away the Gold Hound. Okay. Blackleaf Cliffs again, which is nice. And then from here, Grim Bauble. Make our munitions. We'll play Oni called Anvil. Make our munitions. We sack one of our munitions. Makes a token. Hit Liliana. We gotta deal with her. Go back up to 21. Hit our opponent for 19. Even if our opponent ticks up, we have a Torch the Tower anyway, just to make sure we can get around some shenanigans here. Let's see what our opponent's gonna do here. Opponent, what you got? Bitter Reunion. What are they doing? So they just okay, I see what they're doing here. So they have, of course, the fear of missing out. So again, it is the Rakdos build. This is more of the meta version versus our janky, spicy pile. Opponent torches the tower our construct. Annoying, but that's not horrible for us. We can still rebound. Okay.
You won't be outsmarting me.
What do we throw away here? It's probably going to have to be the swamp. We could still use the Torch Tower to take care of Liliana just the same. Okay. Popular Egoist. That's not bad either. So. How do we... Or maybe... No. Okay. We'll have to Torch the Tower now. We will sacrifice the Grim Bauble. Okay, we'll make a new construct out of that. Okay, Liliana goes bye-bye. I mean, Gold Hound's not ideal, but we definitely want to still keep the weapons manufacturing going. Okay, opponent, what do you got? 3 cards in hand. 2 cards in hand, okay. Okay, discard up to 2 cards, then draw that many cards. So, do they get a new hand? They do, okay. Valgavoss Faithful. Okay, so I see what they're trying to do here. They're trying to pull off some shenanigans. But we can definitely deal with their stuff just the same. Alright. We're going to do it this way. 2 damage there. We sacrifice our munitions, taking out the Light Shatter. Okay, creature down. Get some life back. Gold Hound will help us out here. Make a token. Sacrifice that token. There we go. Sorry, opponents. Your faithful is no more. Okay. Well, we're stabilizing, so this is good. We're just trying to make sure our opponent does not try to revive anything and pull off some dirty stuff here. But okay. I think we should be fine here. If we can at least get 1 or more artifacts, and I think we can then pull off some good stuff here. Oh, they have to zombify just the same. Boo. Has to go. Ping here. Make a token. Oni called Anvil. Sacrificing the munitions. Ping him down. Phew. Okay, so he is down. But man, that took a lot out of us. Not ideal, but as you can see, the deck is capable of grinding just a smidge. Okay, no more zombifies. If they have another one, though, then we're in serious trouble. But dang, they actually managed to make a really big Gold Hound out of that, which is going to be very hard to deal with. Oh, they do sacrifice it. Okay, so, well, I guess we go to face. Just for one. Not sure why they did that. I don't know if our opponent messed up there. Okay, so they do mill. That's fine. They'll get back a creature card. Okay. They got the Faithful again. But we're still ready for that just the same. Okay, exile them land. That's okay. Okay, there we go. So we will get out Clockwork Percussionist, number 2. Make another munition token. Land. Big swing here. We have to start closing it out quick here. Okay. That's at instant speed, though. That's the only issue here that I'm going to have to deal with. So our opponent can activate their little thing. Okay, so with that... Not ideal. Okay. Guess we're going to have to go to face. Okay, so we have to do this again. Let's see, hold on. Can we do this? Okay, if I sacrifice here, that's 1-2. That activates for 3. Wait, is that... Dang, that's not enough, is it? Okay. Our only hope here is we would have to top deck a Torch the Tower, which the likes of that are very unlikely. Dang. Alright. Well, they're going to get some free value here again. Okay. I was hoping this wouldn't happen, but it did. Okay, so our opponent here is going to sacrifice. Okay. Oh. Opponents. I'm not sure why you're doing this. Did our opponent not count correctly? Oh, man. What happened there? I mean, yeah, we got up to gold tier 2, but okay. I think our opponent was not aware of how the triggers were going to work because Mayhem Devil, this is why this card is so gnarly. So Mayhem Devil, our opponent was trying to continually revive our Gold Hounds to use for the mana. I thought they were just going to keep swinging to gain life, but they sacrificed them with Bitter Reunion, which would have triggered off here, and we would have just... Okay. Yeah, I'll take it. I'll take that win. Okay, so from here, we're now going to go play some best of 3. Okay, great. We got some gems, which is nice. Abhorrent Arc. Oh, we don't have a whole set of the Oculus? That's cool. So from here, let's go ahead and play best of 3 for a bit. I want to get a feel for the deck in best of 3. So we'll play Pioneer Ranked best of 3. We'll try it out here. Let's see how well the deck does in a best of 3 format. For those of you that actually do like to play best of 3. I feel that's broken currently in Edge of Eternities. Let me know what you feel is going to be the standout breakout card that's going to just be the card we're all going to hate in the next month or so. I haven't quite seen anything that's to the point where I'm just going to hate it. But it is still early. We're only a couple days in, and I haven't yet to really get a feel for, like, every single card. Okay, so we have the only Anvil. We have Mayhem Devils, but we don't have anything else. But we're going second. Let's keep this. As long as we can at least get one artifact, we can start using Mayhem Devil pings. Okay, our opponent's playing Leyline. Joy. Alright, opponent's up to very degenerate stuff. But can we get around it? We don't have answers, at least in the first game. We do have answers if we go to game 2. All right, opponents. What you got? Show me what you got. Okay. Beseiju. Elvish Mystic. Right, getting the ramp going. We'll play our Oni called Anvil. Pass here. Okay, so we can get down the Mayhem Devil. But ideally, I would like another artifact. If we could slow down their ramp, then I think we have the edge. But that's easier said than done. Because the Nykthos is already in. And they already have ramp on turn 3 here. Disgusting, by the way. Why is Nykthos still legal in Pioneer? Stuff like this is probably what makes it not very fun. Because Now our opponent is just blowing away everything. Brony, man. As a Brawl enjoyer, several of the mythic rare lands on the bonus sheet. Oh, yes. I haven't had a chance to actually see the entire bonus sheet, but we already know that, yeah, there's definitely some really powerful stuff we're getting that's going to give a lot of decks a lot more of a boost going forward. I will have to start eventually crafting things in lands, but man, it's going to be so expensive to do. Like, even what I have right now saved up, it's still going to be quite a ways away before we get all the lands we do want. On the other hand, most of them are actually geared more towards Commander/Brawl, so maybe that might help us save a little bit here and there. Okay, Invasion of Ixalan. Opponent is digging deep. They got Alkiora. Oh boy. Alright, this is pretty sure we're going to have to go to game 2 now for this. We'll try to see if we can get a victory here. Even if we don't, it's not the worst. Okay, opponents. Outcast Trailblazer. Okay. Opponent is doing their things because mono green in this format is really good. Okay. They untap. Now they have plenty of mana. Yeah. Not too big on cheating mana like this because now I just feel like I'm just going to sit here for a couple minutes. I'll give it at least a turn or so because at this point, I don't think we're going to be able to pull off anything we want to here. Opponents. They just say, oh, come on, opponents. So we have to sacrifice our own Boseiju. Take out the Elvish Mystic because we have nothing else to do. Our opponents. Opponent swings for a big Lair of the Hydra. That means we're going to lose on next turn, aren't we? Okay. They swing. You know what? That's fine. We're just going to go to game 2. I already know I'm going to lose, so there's literally nothing we could do about that one. So we know they're trying to do really gnarly shenanigans here, so let's see with that. Okay. How do we do all this? I think the Phantom Train's going to have to go bye-bye. We'll put in the Annihilating Glares. We'll put in the Withering Torments. And then the Duresses. So, what do we move around? Torch the Tower. I think like the Grim Bauble may not do much for us in this game. Den Splendid also. If we want Pioneer to be less degenerate, we need to ban Lotus Field, Phoenix, and some possibles that should be banned as well. Huh, interesting. Let's say, I'll put it this way. In my opinion, I don't think Phoenix is the main issue. I mean, yes, it is a powerful card, but it can't be enabled with certain conditions. Personally, for me, if I had to pick for Pioneer, Treasure Cruise, because that enables Phoenix, and you get rid of that, then opponents have to cast a lot of stuff to be less efficient. I would say the Lotus Field land probably would be something I would consider as well. And then, as you kind of saw here, the Nykthos. So the Nykthos land has to go as well. I think those are probably the 3 cards I would pick, and that probably would, in my opinion, kind of at least breathe new life into Pioneer. For some reason, Wizards isn't really caring about what Pioneer does. Okay, we're running out of time, by the way. 45 seconds. What do we cut here? So we have this. Let's see. The Torch Tower might still hit some stuff here. Shrapnel Blast is still okay. Okay. Let's trim. Okay. Not quite what I want to do, but maybe the Weapons Manufacturer and trim one of those and then take out the Grim Baubles. We'll try it that way. I'm not sure if we have enough for this deck that we're going to have to deal with our opponent here, but we'll try. We'll see if we can make it work. Okay, so let's get this going here. All right, so a little slow, but that's okay. We are going first, so that's good. Play the Blackleaf Cliffs. Let's get a peeky peek at what our opponent's trying to do here. Okay, so we got the Storm and the Festival out of the way. Okay, so that's not bad. Scrap Shooter is going to be something we're going to have to hammer in quick. We'll see if we can try to get around it. Let's see. For now, Oni Cult Anvil and pass. Okay. Let's see. Can we do this? That's fun. Oh yeah, don't mind Phoenix. Oh yeah, don't mind Phoenix. I meant Treasure Cruise instead. No, that's fine. I get what you were trying to get at, though. Because, yeah, Treasure Cruise enables Phoenix so easily. Oh, okay. Opponents blowing up our anvil. So we have no choice there but to actually do it. Okay, so mountain. So foreboding ruins, show off the mountain. We can play Mayhem Devil. Okay. Still a ways away from going off here. But our opponent is slowed down just a smidge. Scrap Shooter will swing. No surprise. Okay. Down to 17. Okay, foreboding ruins again, so at least we can still get our lands fixed properly. Clockwork Percussionist. Shrapnel Blast. Sacrificing our monkey immediately. Gotta slow down our opponent as much as we can. So we ping away their elf. We blow up the Scrap Shooter. So, boom, boom, boom. Okay, Torch the Tower is not bad. At least that's in the wings. And we can still use that next turn. Play a Gold Hound. So our hand is pretty much now empty. We really could use, however, a little bit extra support. But we'll see if we can get it. Down to 16. Okay, opponent, what else you got? Okay, nothing? Okay, this gives us time. Annihilating Glare is not too shabby either. We'll hold on to that for sure. But at this point now, it's just beating down our opponent. Wait, this deck doesn't have anything flash really, right? I don't think it does. Okay, so in other words, I think we're safe. Down to 12. We'll lose the Torch Tower, but that's a small price to pay. That's fine. Heritage Reclamation. All right. Okay, they draw a card. That's fine. That's fine. If they would happen, it would definitely be more enjoyable. Yeah, there will be a meta still, but not that trash that has existed for years. Yeah, I have to agree with you on that one. Ideally, yes, I would like those things out of the way, but I don't think we're going to have that at least anytime soon. Okay, opponents. Nothing else. Okay, so this gives us a chance here. Let's get a peeky peek at what they got. Okay, opponent, what else you got here? Sneaky Toilet. How is Pioneer different to Standard? Good question. Well, I mean, right now Standard just rotated, so we already have quite a few things out of the way. Let's see. I mean, actually, okay. I guess it doesn't really matter what we do here, because whether we pay it or not. We sacrifice the Gold Hound anyway. Ping here. So Pioneer just has a bigger move, a card pool for us to work with here. That's mostly what it is. Okay, so Old Growth Troll comes back as an enchantment. That's fine. Opponent's down to 11. Down to 8. And then, of course, with Standard, it's a lot of more stuff that maneuvers and rotates around. Oh, they sacrificed already? Okay, well, free ping there. So they make a troll token. They still have nothing but lands in hand, so this does hopefully buy us enough time where we can take game 2. No swings from our opponent? Nothing? Okay. Mayhem Devil, number 2. Now, if we can get at least one consistent pinger off here, we might actually beat down our opponent here. Only tricky card that I thought about putting into this deck, but I had to think about it was, do we put in something like Claim the Firstborn? That's the only thing I think that might help us out. Still no attacks. So our opponent is getting close to Storm the Festival. And more elves. Oh, we can just get at least one artifact. We can close out the game here and now. Okay, our opponent has got the ley line. They hard casted it. Dang. The duress is not what I needed. Let's see. What do they got? Okay. Just that. Okay. No attack still. Come on, deck. Any artifact will get us the win. Any artifact. Come on, deck. Please? I would like to take game 2 here. Split Tarkir into Arena was a mistake, if they would care properly. I mean, yeah, I can see where you're coming from on that one. It's definitely, there were some things that were mistakes. But hopefully things can get rectified here. Okay, so That doesn't really hurt us now, so let's get rid of Withering Torment. We lose 2. Swing here. Okay, Elf down. Okay, board is clear. They have to do the Storm of the Festival now. Outcast Trailblazer. Okay. Interesting. Okay, so now they have enough still for Storm of the Festival. Or not? Okay, we have the weapon manufacturing, but this is awkward because we don't have a way of making a token. Oh, this is so... Oh. So close. So close. We can get the win here. Storm the Festival. Here we go. Raise ourselves. Okay. Actually, that wasn't too bad of a hit. They draw cards, but they can't cast anything. So this does mean that we have a little bit of time. Opponent, do you swing? Oh, jeez. Come on. No. We're so close to here to beating down our opponents. Just any artifact. Seriously, any artifact right now is all we need to get the win. So I guess this kind of does highlight one of the awkward parts of the deck. If we don't have any artifacts on the field, our deck doesn't really get a chance to do much of anything. And at this point, that's really all we need. All we need right now, because our opponent is going to go off here. Come on, deck. Ugh, this is so painful. Oh, jeez. Okay, our opponent is refueling completely here because our deck failed to get us what we need. Okay, so our opponent here got all their stuff. Jeez. Oh, we were so close. So close. I really wish Shrapnel Blast also would sacrifice things for us, but yeah. Man, this is painful. Okay, opponents, you've done enough already. Dense Limit. Look, I may be a hypocrite, but some alchemy cards aren't that bad. The good mechanic from alchemy is like intensity and perpetual because you can count it like experience counters, but that's all. The rest is pure BS. You're not wrong on that one as well. I mean, again, I don't want to be a hypocrite and say like I don't ever use alchemy cards. We have used them before in previous deck techs. It's not something I prefer to do, but it is something that is something I've done. Dang. We were so close to victory and we just couldn't get the final piece in. All right, opponent, you're not going to get the satisfaction of getting the damage in, so I'm just going to concede. Wow. We literally just needed any artifact to get the win in, and we just could not close it out. Wow, that was painful, though. All right, well. Well, I mean, oh, boarding mat. Is this deck where you want it? Well, I mean, this is, of course, as we usually do it, we usually like to talk about the budget version of a deck. So, I mean, for what it is, it's not too bad as a budget deck. I'm actually pretty satisfied with it overall. Yes, we took a couple of losses here and there, but overall, we still got quite a few wins, so I'm happy with it overall. We'll talk a little bit more about this later on, but what if we now wrap this up by continuing on for the rest of the stream with an upgraded version of the deck? So, the upgraded version here, if you want to spend a little bit more, thankfully it's not too expensive. So for this instance here, in this variant here, we're just mostly going to upgrade the mana base, so you'll get much more stronger lands. We have Blazemire Verge and Blood Crypts. We can now afford Fable Passage, because this will help us get out the actual ones we need, which goes well with Mayhem Devil, and it goes well with Popular Egoist to trigger off their abilities. It will also then put into the sideboard here, so a little bit more strength here, so we have Thoughtseize here, so we can actually throw away other things. Keep everything else as is. We'll also do one small upgrade here with Kolaghan's Command, so this will be a much more stronger option for us to give us flexibility. Can either deal damage, make an opponent discard a card, or we can destroy an artifact, or bring back a creature from our graveyard to our hand. So this actually would be good for us overall. But otherwise, that's mostly it for the upgrades for this deck. So I honestly don't think we really need to change much in the main deck. There might be one card from Edge of Eternities I might consider. So as far as what I was going to look at for upgrades, But this one is honestly going to be situational. So the card I was thinking about was Rust Harvester here. It's a 1/1. It's a rare. It's a menace. It's a robot. For 2 mana and tapping it, you can exile an artifact card from our graveyard. You put a +1/+1 counter on the creature. Then it'll deal damage equal to its power to any target. That does sound, in theory, like it's pretty awesome. But the only reason why I didn't put this into the upgraded one or even the main one was you need a lot of artifact cards into the graveyard, and it has to stay on the field long enough for actually to do its thing. So this one I was kind of like, I don't know if I want this one yet. I want to like this card because of what it can do, but I don't know if this is the right deck for it. Otherwise, other things that I would have considered for the upgrade. So we have Warmaker Gunship here. I wanted to put a Spacecraft in here so bad, but I don't know if this was going to be the best option for us. Most likely this one would have probably replaced Popular Egoist or the Phantom Train. But Phantom Train has instant speed sacrifice, so that's the reason why we didn't do that one. So this is kind of what my mindset was when it came to doing upgrades for it. But let's keep the one we have for now, and let's play around with it to see how well it does. Okay, so with this version here, we'll go back again to Best of 1 with the upgraded version of our Boom deck. That's about it. The new Surveil card from Black that sacks. Oh, that's right. I forgot that there's also another there's a cheaper instant sack speed. Maybe we'll have to look at that one. But I like the Phantom Train because this one actually provides you a bigger beatdown creature in the late game. So that's the reason why I kind of picked Phantom Train. But something to think about. We'll definitely look at that coming up. Okay, so for now, let's play the Verge Land, and we'll pass. Thankfully, we have 2 weapon manufacturing here, so if we can get both down, that is going to be really bad for our opponent. Cleric class. Oh, they're playing life gain. All right, well, we'll find a way to get around that just the same. Weapons manufacturing. Okay. Sneaky Toilets. I might have missed it. What is Pioneer? Are there different mechanics? Well, none of the mechanics are different. It's just a bigger selection of cards you can pick from. So you have cards going all the way back from the set known as Return to Ravnica to current. So it is a very huge card pool. Unfortunately, not all the cards are on Arena, but according to what Wizard said, and I kind of disagree with a little bit with this, they did say that with the last update that they gave to Pioneer, Pioneer is mostly set. So this is why Explorer changed the name from Explorer to Pioneer, because they consider it at this point complete. Although there are some, I'm going to say there's at least like 20 cards that they really should add in to actually give us proper Pioneer. At least that's how I see it. Okay, in the meantime, Blood Crypts. Weapons manufacturing number 2. So we're not going to get the full value out of this card, but that's okay. Put in the Grim Bauble, because we want just the, we just want to start blowing up stuff. Hopefully we can get the Phantom Train out, then we can just start completely destroying the board very quickly here. Dawnbringer Cleric. Oh, that actually can destroy an enchantment. Okay, opponent actually does have an answer for us there. That's annoying. It's okay, though. We still managed to get a couple munitions off just the same. Okay, Mountain. So, let's see. How do we do this here? I think the Phantom Trains will come in now. Choo-choo! So, once we're ready to go, we can start sacking munitions. And then, hopefully, we can just get our train to just start smashing our way in. Righteous Valkyrie. Okay. Okay, opponents. Swinging. Nothing yet. Okay. Well, this gives us time now. So, here's how we do this. Oni Cult Anvil. Coming in. Make another token. We will sacrifice here. Make that token. Phantom Train now can come online. Righteous Valkyrie goes away. There we go. Getting all of our munitions going. Okay, opponents. Daxos. We will sacrifice another munition. There we go. Down. And then finally, the last one. Actually, hold on one second. Oh, yeah, we'll do it. There we go. Big turn there. Opponent does get the life, but we smash him with a giant train for 7. All right. Okay, good turn there. showing off the power of the Phantom Train. So this is also the reason why, like, I know you just mentioned it, Den Splendid, about the Surveil card that's 2-drop. But this right here is the reason why I wanted to do the Phantom Train. So you can see right there, we were able to pump up the train a ton, and we could definitely make it a bigger threat until our opponent has removal. Ugh. Not fun. It's okay, though. Oh. They didn't want the Phantom Train? I thought they would have taken the Phantom Train. Okay, well, I guess this helps us out a little bit here. So let's see. Onicult Anvil, sacrificing our monkey immediately. I'm going to try to get some value here. Okay, Verge Land. Not much of a value there, but that's okay. So at this point, we're just going to pass. So now, the Phantom Train will be a good blocker for the time being. It does gain some life. Annoying, but this is fine. For opponent swings, which of course they're not, this does give us time. Clockwork Percussionist again. This time, however, we will wait. Okay, so we need removal quickly. Or at least a way to just ping down the whole board. Okay, opponents. What else you got? Voice of the Blessed. Oh, not fun. Okay, so this one, we're going to have to probably do this now. Phantom Train. Turning it on. Sack the monkey. Den Splendid. Tezzeret is mostly blue and black, so like the good ones are that zaps opponents also heal you for other artifacts you control. Yes, that is true. Okay, opponents still trying to get their Daxos to do stuff, but thankfully our Phantom Train can block them, so it's not like they're going to swing. Okay, this buys us time. This is good. Oh, okay, Fatal Passage. Not much we can do with that, but that's okay. Grim Bauble. I guess we'll -2 the Voice of the Blessed. We will sacrifice it. Man, I wish its sacrifice trigger would just go off on anything else it sacrifices with, but I guess that would be a little too broken. Let's see here. Torch the tower. Well, actually, the Fountain Port also might be helpful too. Tough turn. Okay. Well, put the Torch the tower there. Nothing yet, unfortunately. Still no attacks. Wow, we're at a stalemate right now. So this is also the reason why in the sideboard I put in Roiling Vortex, because these cards, as you can see, life gain really provides a lot of a roadblock for a deck like this. We can definitely keep pinging our opponent down, but if we don't have ways of getting efficient pinging off, then our opponent will just keep getting up in life. No swings from our opponents. Okay, so this is good here. So, play the Fatal Passage. Okay, hold on. Gotta make sure we do this right. So, bargain. Actually, I'm gonna get a... No, this won't work. Okay, so we have to do it this way. Force the tower. We sacrifice one of our constructs. We'll make a new construct anyway. Keep the Fountain Port on top. Okay, so that's gone at least. Phew. Okay. And then we'll best pass here. So, Fountain Port next, and we can use these in the sacrifice to draw cards. So hopefully we can rebuild here. Resplendent Angel. Okay. Not good still. Still trying to hang in there. This is definitely a tough match. We're not dead. We still have ways of fighting around our opponent's stuff. Even if they have Daxos here. All we just need to do is get around the Daxos, the Heliod, and the Resplendent Angel, and we can beat them. Easy, right? Heliod again? Huh. You can only keep one opponent. Okay, so they're just trying to get their triggers to go off. Life gain. if we're desperate enough, we can also pump up and sacrifice all of our tokens. But unfortunately, our opponent is starting to quickly run away with this game. Okay. All right. Swing from our opponent here. Okay, so let's see. Not enough. Okay. I guess here's how we do this. Block with 1. Sacrifice it. So no life gain from our opponent, but we gain some life. Go down to 14. They make an angel. Okay, so we need an answer in the next turn, 2 turns, or we will lose. But we're definitely running out of time here. Get the fountain port. Get a swamp. Not that much else, but okay. Alright. We'll pass. Can we make the fish token? Okay, so you can sacrifice a creature. Okay. So we can make a fish if we need to. Or sacrifice one of our own. Oh, never mind. Okay. I think this is pretty much done for us. Dang. I hate life gain decks. I mean, don't get me wrong. We played life gain decks in the past, but dang. This time around, we just couldn't hang in there. Boo. All right. It's fine, everyone. It's fine. Done spun it, but I do know Dimir Bounce is very playable in Pioneer, and not just playable because it's like a solid tier 2 deck, or so I've heard from a while, but I also forgot that there were key cards for bounce decks. That is an option for a bounce deck for Pioneer. Bounce definitely got a lot of upgrades from Edge of Eternities. Also with the Void mechanic and things where you can just bring things in and out and warping things. So there is a lot of stuff you can work with. I've had a time to kind of play around with it personally, but we'll see what we can kind of play around with in the future in the next couple weeks with Edge of Eternities. We have so much time and we have plenty of cards to work with to kind of make it all kinds of fun decks. But until then, let's see. We'll have to mulligan this. Okay. This we can work with. We'll put back a Mayhem Devil. We will play a Verge Land. Only awkward because we can't play the Clockwork Percussionist on turn 1, but that's okay. Weapons Manufacturing kind of wants us anyway to hold off. Put the Swamp down. Weapons Manufacturing. We'll start building up our munitions quick. Borny Man, have you considered Nutrient Block? Honestly, I have, but I'm not sure what I would cut for that. Or maybe I would then focus on this deck being more sacrifice and controlling versus anything else. I don't know. We'll have to think about that for a bit. Percussionist. Make our first munition. Pony Count Anvil. Makes the second munition. We swing. Down to 19. Alright, and we pass. Okay, opponent, what do you got? Show me what you got. Also see over on Instagram over there, we got Bold Brew Games joining us over there. Thanks again for joining us, my fire friend. Hopefully you're having a wonderful day wherever you're at. Okay, opponent. Sheltered by Ghosts. No, 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 opponent. You're not going to get that to go off. So, see, this is what I like about this deck. Instant speed. Blow up the Scavenger. Too bad, opponents. And there you go. They instant scooped right there on the spot. Opponent, did you forget that my munitions can blow up your creatures? Very nice. Very nice. Okay. We're going to rally back here, everybody. We are rallying back. Whew. Okay. But yeah, we'll talk about more of, playing around with this deck. I do like the deck at its core, but obviously, maybe I'm not playing the most optimized version. So we could talk about this maybe a little bit near the end of the stream. We're going to kind of explain, what works, what doesn't work. Maybe we can play around with, things that might be better for the deck. But we'll see. Nutrient Block is an interesting one. It's in that interesting realm of all the other types of food artifacts that, provide utility in different ways. Like Gingerbrute. Or what is it? The Candy Trail? I think that was the other artifact that's a 1-drop. But there's definitely a lot of options you can kind of play around with. So you have options. I mean, a lot of options now in Rakdos Sacrifice. Don't feel like my version today is the version. Let's see. I guess we'll keep this hand. So we have Gold Hounds. We can sacrifice them to Egoist and OD Cult Anvil for more value. That should be fine. All right. Let's see. Can we make this work? Dense Planet. You should make a commander deck based on that new Boros Lobster. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. Don't worry. That is coming. We'll definitely put on the poll. I'm pretty sure I probably don't even need to put it on the poll. It's going to be one that I'm looking forward to doing. So we're definitely doing a Lobster deck. Don't worry. That is coming, everybody. I know that is like the most hottest card right now from the set. So that's coming. It's definitely coming. Okay, no attacks with the monkey just yet. So our opponent is going to try to play some kind of shenanigans here with their Glade Cover Scout. Let's test some training. All right. Opponent's drawing a card. No way they're going to swing, though. Okay, we got a Blood Crypt, which is good. So let's see here. I guess we'll put that on the Oni Cult Anvil now. And then we'll wait it out. So little by little now, we're just going to try to start building up our board state here. Popular Egoist would be nice next turn so we can start stabilizing. The good news, of course, is even if our opponent starts swinging here, after they use their Shelter by Ghosts, it's like the best removal spell. Okay, so sacrifice itself, I guess. We'll keep the monkey for a bit. Opponent's still not going to swing, though, because they'll lose their creature. Fountain Pour's not bad either. So let's see. Popular Egoist. Still no attacks. Okay. I'm still gonna need a little bit of time to get that the lobster going. There's definitely a lot of fun stuff you can do with it, but I want to make sure we can take full advantage of his ability to kind of like blow up everything. Okay, 6-4. Okay, so our opponent now is gonna start swinging. We'll block still with the percussionist just the same. So this is also one of the rare instances also where our deck kind of fumbles a little bit, because not too often we're going to run into decks that have baubles, hexproofs kind of stuff here. Okay, so pay the 2 life. And let's see here. Well. Awkward turn no matter what we do. So Gold Hound. Second Gold Hound. No attacks. We're going to have to... Yeah, we had to lose the train there. So now that our opponent is at a point now where they're going to start swinging with stuff. Ugh. Okay. We can still handle ourselves for a smidge here. So we block with the Egoist, but we use its ability, and we buy ourselves a little time here. Okay. Indestructible. Okay. That's not horrible, but we're still down to 4, so we only survive for a turn. Okay, so I think our opponent here kind of has us done, because no matter what we do, we're going to lose. Even if I play our Gold Hound, like, we have no way of dealing with a hexproof creature. We don't have any Wraths in the deck. We don't have any Edicts. So, dang. Alright. Let's see, so they have to trample. Yeah, okay. Oh, well, the Ethereal Armor there, yeah, that's for sure we would have lost that one. Man. But it happens. Oh, yeah, everyone's got that meme going on right now. You mean to tell me the shrimp fried this rice? Yes, he did. Yes, let him cook. Let him cook. But yeah, we will definitely... I just start figuring out, like, what's the best way to work with that lobster. We'll make it work. And it's going to be a fun one. Okay, so in the meantime, let's see. All right, getting back into this. Okay, so we got a Grim Bauble, Onicot Anvil, Phantom Train. Okay, good hand here. We have everything we need. So we'll put down the Swamp first. And no Grim Bauble just yet. Want to get that value. If our opponent plays nothing, though, then the Anvil can come down. Okay. Implement a Combustion. Ooh. And that's also, see, also this is another one. Besides the Nutrient Block Borny Man, Implement a Combustion also might be an option too, because this also is another artifact that allows us to keep drawing cards. But yeah, there's definitely options with Rakdos overall. Lots to work with. So there's not really any which, you know, you can work with the deck any way, shape, or form you like. Oh. Opponent's also playing Onicot Anvil. Are we playing a pseudo mirror match? Huh. Well, let's see if their build is different enough from ours. Okay, well, game on, opponents. Game on. So let's see. So how do we match our opponent here? So first off, Grim Bobble of our own. Take out their only source. And then we'll play the Blood Crypt tapped. Oh, pass. Sneaky Toilet, you want to throw hands now? Don't feel peer pressure into saying if you aren't keen. Now is South African for saying soonish. Oh, okay. Well, thanks for giving me the update on that. Appreciate that. And now I know. Well, I mean, I can't promise anything yet. I do want to see if we can try to see if we can play a little bit more with our deck here. But if not this time, maybe next time? Okay. Our opponent is playing some kind of... So our opponent is playing their own version of Rakdos Sacrifice, but they're sacrificing literal just artifacts for value. You can see they have a demand answers as well, so their deck is just pure value and control? We'll see if that's something that might be something to worry about. Okay, in the meantime, we'll sacrifice one Grim Bobble, do some pings, ping our opponent here. Life gain and drain. Oh, they have a torch to tower. Okay. We'll also get another ping off of this. We lose our creature, though, but that's the small price to pay. I mean, they already had that in hand. We already knew that was going to be a thing. So they exile it. Still get our pings in just the same. We really could use hero weapons manufacturing. That, I think, would be our next key piece to help us beat our opponent. Also, Sneaky Toilet, I have a number of decks I'm keen to show you, so whenever you're doing another versus viewer stream, I'm there. Well, in the next, I would say maybe in the next couple weeks or so. Oh, our opponent's also playing weapons manufacturing. Okay, so their build will be a nice little variance to ours. We'll see if their version is better than ours. Okay, we have Popular Egoist, which is good too. So let's see here. I guess we'll play the Egoist. Grim Bobble. So we take away their creature again. We sacrifice our own Grim Bobble. Egoist goes off. So we're slowly draining our opponent here. And we're stabilizing. So our opponent is more focused again on just using cheap artifacts to make munitions. No creatures needed. They're just focusing on just card draw and sacking. But we'll see if that's actually better than our build. But yeah, for those that are interested, in the next couple weeks, I will try to plan it out once we're a little bit deeper into the set, where we can definitely start doing some more fun versus streams. We're going to do that near the, not quite to the end of the month of August, but near the end of the month, we'll have a day where we can definitely do that. It'll be an entire stream just focused on everybody that wants to battle against me for the next couple hours. So that'll be coming up in a couple weeks. I'll let everybody know way ahead of time to make sure that you guys have time to plan that all out. But until then, going back to this match here, this is an interesting one. Our opponent has a lot of options for their stuff here, but I kind of like their build. Ooh, they also have Grim Bobble. Okay. Well, they're definitely making more munitions than we are because we don't have any. Anything else, opponent? Deadly Dispute again. Okay. Okay, they're still going off. They haven't done any major damage to us, but we're still slowly getting value. Okay, Clockwork Percussionist. And we will pass here. Opponent's also got Inventor's Fair. Maybe that might be a card I should add into the upgraded one. Oh. Ugh. Our opponent's got their second one off. Oh, maybe I should try their version instead. Added an Urborg to make sure everything's a swamp. Okay. So our Fountain Board also now is a swamp. Maybe their version is better than ours. I'll have to study their version later on to see, like, maybe we can learn from this. But the reason why I like their build is it's mostly literally just all card draw. They're just focusing on just the actual, just drawing into it, getting a ton of value from sacking. However, their deck also has a major weakness versus ours. So Oh, okay, so they're using Rotten Mouth. Oh, okay, I see what they're doing here. Wow, that's spicy. I like it, though. But I'm going to take a big hit here. So, that means we have to... Okay, choose one. Okay, so we throw away a Phantom Train. Maybe their version, yeah, is the better version ours. I'll have to... I'm going to have to definitely study this later on. Maybe I'll make this for my own personal build in the future. Opponents? Okay, nothing. Well... They definitely caught up to us quick here. So, Clockwork Professions. Hang out our opponent here. Another Phantom Train. And then... Phantom Train. Tapped. Pass here. So I think our opponent's version managed to make our version look foolish. So, yeah, I'm definitely kind of have to... I'm going to probably steal their version for the future. And kind of play around with it a little bit to see, like, what works better. Yeah, this might be it for me. Yeah. But I'll give our opponent kudos there. I do like their version, and I'm probably going to steal that one, at least for my personal build in the future. Down to 8. Oh, jeez. Wow, they managed to outdo us on our own game plan. But their version is better in the sense because they have so much card draw. They can work with a much easier variation. Okay, so throw away our other. Okay, block here. We'll sack it. Just so this way we can at least get the train a little stronger here. Okay, our opponent is going to try to sack everything for munitions, and that means we're dead. Yep. We managed to get at least one more munition off. Dang. Okay, opponents. Well done. Good game, opponents. But, wow. Their version, pretty good. Did we have fun with that match? I mean, I still lost, but I still had fun with it. I do like their version, so I'm definitely going to play around with that, maybe in the future. Okay, so with that, let's take this down to best of 3. So this will be, we're closing in to the end of the stream. But before we do that, we'll definitely try to get in at least a couple of best of 3s before we close it out for today. Afterwards, as always, don't worry everybody, replays will be up across all socials. So everything you see on the bottom there, X, Instagram, Twitch, and YouTube, all will get variations of the live stream. And each one of them, I will make sure to put the deck lists up for the deck. So if you're interested in our version today, or maybe you have another version that you think is maybe any better than ours, I'm sure our janky version is not the most optimal. So if you can find one that you like, let me know. And then try it out for yourself. Also, again, for those of you that are watching us on the replay, if you do like any of the content that we do, if you do like budget decks in any way, shape, or form, please like, follow, and subscribe wherever you watch the content so you don't miss on any of the gameplay, booster pack openings, deck techs, and so much more. Support us, of course, on the Patreon if you'd like to. For as little as $3 a month, you get access to all of our bonus gameplay that we have that sometimes doesn't even make it to YouTube. All the bonus experimental stuff and budget decks that we sometimes don't always manage to put on stream. But even so, at the very least, you can also join the Discord for free. Your support helps keep this channel going. All links, of course, are in the details below. Okay, so, Clockwork Professions again. Gold Hound. We will swing. Okay. Well, this looks like they're just playing straight up mono red aggro. Oh wow, this is like aggro from like a couple years ago. But it's working. Like Bill Hazard. Yeah, it looks like our opponent looks like they haven't updated their deck in like 2 years. Alright, Blood Crypt here. So let's see. Pass. Opponents? Anything else? But their version is working. Pyromancer again. Interesting that the Viashino's now kind of got destroyed, like, their creature type is now gone, and now they're just lizards. I guess that works for some synergies. Opponent swings. Nope. Okay. So, how do we do this here? Well, I guess we'll go to face. Sacrifice that. Got a Mayhem Devil. Is that enough? Probably not. Dang, we're not hitting our land drops here. Now we're kind of fumbling. That's okay. This is only game 1. Last card, opponents. Phoenix event. Wow. Yeah, it looks like a build that I put together maybe like, I don't know. It was like 2-3 years ago I played something like this. Blaze-Fire Verge. Yeah. Not much we could do here. I mean, I could torch the tower. But that's not enough. Dang, we came close to stabilizing, but we just didn't quite get there. So we'll take the first L on this match here. So game 1 goes to our opponent, but we have an idea of what game 2 is going to look like. So how do we do this here? Lower to the ground is what we want. So Kolaghan's command comes in. Let's see here. We trim an Egoist and a Mayhem Devil. This gives us room for some other stuff. So Annihilating Glare. And then anything else we want to swap in? I'm not sure if the weapons manufacturing would help us out too much here, so take that out and put in the Withering Torments. Okay. Let's give this version here a try. Let's see if this version is good or bad. So as long as we just blow up their stuff and we can get some life gain, we should be fine. Okay, so still doesn't quite get us to what we want. We need something a little faster. Okay. I think this works better. Okay, we'll keep this. Put back the Blood Crypt. Okay, Leyline of Combustion. Okay, opponent is prepared for us. But we will be prepared for them. Every point of life in this match is going to be essential to surviving. Snow-covered mountain. Monastery Swiftspear. Our Grim Baubles here will be good if we only had them. Okay, Withering Torment. And let's see. Clockwork Percussionist. We'll sacrifice immediately. We will take a hit here on damage, but it's a small price to pay to keep that Swiftspear off balance. Okay. Okay, opponents. Next move. Another mountain. Kumamo. 16. Come on, land. Dang, did not get the land. Okay, it's fine. So Oni Cold Anvil will come in instead. We can't stabilize with this. We just need... Well, we really could use another land. Another land would be great because then we could survive. Okay, opponent goes to play with fire to our face so he can scry. Okay, opponents. Annex, okay. The 6-4. Can't swing just yet, but that's fine. Kolaghan's command would be nice for the future. I think we're going to have to do it this way. So. Sack here. Get some life. Annihilating Glare. Sacrifice again. We'll take 2, but that's smaller than taking 6. They'll make 2 tokens. Okay. Kolaghan's command, if we can only get to a 3rd land drop, would be helpful here. Phoenix Bash. Ow. This is definitely a throwback style of aggro deck, but it is working for our opponent there, so I can't hate. Okay, so. Opponent swings. Anything else, opponents? Ooh, wow, yeah, Embercleave. What is this? This is like... it's like a deck from like 2021? I mean, if it works for our opponent, it works for our opponent there. So let's see. 2 damage. Okay, hold on. How do I get the most value out of this? Let's see. Destroy the artifact, 2 damage. So destroy that artifact and deal the 2 there. Okay. Minimum amount of damage to us. Go down to 1. Okay, deck. Popular Egoist. Ugh. Not ideal, but dang, we have to do it this way. So painful. So I don't think we're going to get this one, of course. Because the Egoist ability, I realize, also targets our opponents. So that means we took the loss. Wow, they actually beat us with an actual mono red aggro deck from like a couple years ago. I'm a little stunned there. But okay. Loss is a loss, so I'll have to take it in stride. It's okay, everybody. Let's go ahead. Let's see if maybe we can do one more. Win or lose. Let's try this out one more time. After this game, once we're done with this match, we'll then cover, of course, the deck overall, the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll see what we can do to kind of just discuss, you know, what works for the deck, what doesn't work for the deck. And for those that are interested, of course, if you stuck around this far into the stream, don't worry. We will have, of course, our future little sneak peek as to what's to come for the next couple of streams and deck decks. Super excited to show you guys what we're brewing up. Okay, so let's see here. Okay. We have a lot of 1-drops, which is great if we can only get to that second land. Is this going to be a risky hand, though? We have removal, and we do have a percussionist, so we can somewhat get to what we need. I know. Someone's going to hate me. But I'm going to be a little greedy right here. We're going to give this a shot. Okay. Verge. And pass. Okay, opponents. What you got? Opponents. Okay. Blood Crypt, okay. Can't play any creatures yet because our mana base is a little awkward. Maybe the Verge lands aren't the best. Maybe the Pain lands probably would have been better. I don't know. We're still not sure on this one. We'll kind of have to play around with it. Oni Cult Anvil. Okay. Grim Bauble. Okay, -2 to the Heartfire hero. If our opponent has any sack, pump, now's the time to do it. Okay, they do. So they do get to Manifest Dread, and they ping us for 3. Annoying, but not the worst. We can still come back. We really just need a red source here, and we can then turn on all of our lands. Opponents. Anything else? Maybe. Don't keep me waiting too long. Opponent swings. Okay, down to 15. Heartfire hero number 2. Opponents. Is that your only move? Hello? Anytime now, opponents. Okay. Okay, now we're kind of in an awkward spot because we can't cast anything. Okay. Dang. I really don't want to lose like this. They've got their lands. Titan Strength. Okay. Titan Strength again. Down to 5 already. Can we even catch up at this point, or is it way too late? No, it's not. All right. So we took a loss the first game because we just failed to get the right mana. Dang. Okay. So instead, again, we're gonna have to cut Phantom Train. I don't know if Weapons Manufacturer will help us in this match actually, because we just want to focus on just blowing up their stuff. Kolaghan's Command can come in. Withering Torments, or I don't know. Let's see. Ugh. Doesn't feel good to cut the weapons manufacturer, but it may not help us in this match. So instead, Annihilating Glare. I think that might be our best options there. The Thoughtseize would be better off for other less aggro decks, but that also would hurt us a lot. Okay, so let's give this a try. Alright, so this time we actually do have the mana we need, so this is much better. Okay, so Mountain down. Goldhound. Okay, opponent, what you got? Swift Sphere coming down. Early game swing. Lazemire. Grim Bauble. Get her Monkey in. Down to 19. Down to 18. Okay, opponents. Are they going to start dumping their hand? Oh, nope. What was that? Slick Shot Show Off? Yep. No surprise there. So in the meantime, let's get the Mayhem Devil down. Down to 17. Down to 16. At this point now, it's just going to be a slugfest. We're going to be swinging back and forth between our opponent here, and hopefully we can get through. Opponent? Anything else? Watch out, coming in for free. Emberheart Challenger. Swing here. No blocks because they're probably going to pump. This is fine. Monster's Rage. No surprise. Okay. Down to 10. But the good news is we do have options for this. So, let's see here. We can Grim Bauble first off. Show Off is down. We then Kolaghan's Command. 2 damage. Make them discard a card. So let's see. We do it this way because that sacrifices the Goldhound. That pings our opponents. Alright, so good value for that one. Down to 12. They only have 2 cards in hand. 1 card. Heartfire Hero. Okay, so we have an Annihilating Glare. So with that, sacrifice our Grim Bauble. Opponent, do you pump? They do. Okay, torch the tower immediately. So down. Fizzles. Okay. Now we're in a good spot here. Down to 7. This is perfect for us. Down to 3. Oh, we're so close here. We can take game 2 here easily. Emberheart Challenger. That's fine. Surveil 2. Okay. Oh, there we go. Victory is ours. Okay, we took game 2 there, everybody. Nice. Okay. Phew. So, I think we're just going to have to run it back with what we have. This is going to be it, everybody. Win or lose. No matter what happens, we will get it here. I can feel it. We'll finish off strong here. We may not be able to do it with the weapons manufacturing that we would like to do, but mostly because, again, mono red aggro is just a little strong. I mean, I'm happy we have it, but it's not going to help us out here too much. So let's mulligan. Okay. Ugh. Opponent will go first. Okay. We'll put back the Egoist for now. If we can get one more land, this won't be too bad, but it is honestly greedy for me. We'll try, though. We just got to keep our opponent off balance as much as possible. Grim Bauble. Okay, no damage. Phew. Opponent. Okay, Slick Shot Show Off, go back. Great, we got the Blazemire Verge, which is perfect. Oni called Anvil again. Let's convert that Grim Bauble into a creature so we can block. And we gain some life. Okay, so far, so good. Show Off coming in. Anything else, opponents? Are we pumping it up? Maybe. Titan strength. Okay, here we go. We're at 21 life, though. Our opponent is trying to go all in here. Hitting us down to 10 already. Yikes. Is that enough, though? It is. They actually have the turn 2 play. Okay, so lesson learned. Keep the mana up for the removal. Dang, we honestly could have possibly won that one, but we just... We probably misplayed there. Well, that was a bit of a disappointing loss there, but I really feel like maybe we could have just done better. I guess both of us got a little greedy there, but our opponent's luck paid off better than us. Good game just the same, opponents. So, with that, that'll pretty much end it for today, everybody. Don't feel bad for me. Don't worry. I'll find a way to easily rank up once I kind of got a better idea of how I want to play the deck. So, that is it for tonight, everybody. Or I guess I should say today. But that was our boom deck for you in the Pioneer format. So you tell me in the comments below, what do you think? Would you play this deck in any way, shape, or form? Truth be told, I do like what the deck is trying to do. I know it's not treading brand new ground, but I do love what weapons manufacturing can do. However, the build that we had, which is fine, and it works really well, after playing against an opponent that actually had a similar build, but also very different, their build was more of a control and just pure sacrificing artifacts left and right. Maybe that might be the better version. So the version we saw earlier, if anybody missed it, so they mostly were playing like all the cheap, like 1 mana artifacts that you can think of. So everything that I saw from them, we're talking about utilizing cards such as, that's it. They were using cards like Experimental Synthesizer. They were using Implement a Combustion. So those were the cards they were mostly using. And then they used, then afterwards, it was actually a pretty clever way to do it. So their finisher, which I think is actually it was even better than ours. So I didn't realize, I totally forgot about this card. So Rottenmouth Viper, that actually would be a much more stronger hit to then finish off an opponent, because you sacrifice everything as you're casting it. So that means you don't have to lose anything when everything's on the stack. And even if the Rottenmouth Viper does end up getting destroyed or counterspelled, you already hit your triggers with all of those with all those munition tokens. So I think this actually might be the better upgrade for the deck versus the Phantom Train. But I do like what the Phantom Train does if you're on a budget. So Phantom Train on a budget, but next time I would play Rottenmouth Viper as a much more stronger finisher for the whole deck. So something to consider, something that I made a miss on. But hey, again, we've only just gotten started with trying to mess around with cards in the format. So your mileage varies, but I think that actually would be a much more solid option for anybody out there. Overall, though, either way, if whether you want to play our creature / mid-range version of the deck, which we want to just churn out value, or if you want to play more of a combo style, you have tons of options with weapon manufacturing if you want to play this card overall. Definitely you can build quite a different variations of how to make this card work to your advantage. I like the card overall. I'm definitely going to get a copy for one of my future decks out there, so definitely going to be doing that. As far as the upgraded version, it was okay. But I think, kind of like what I mentioned earlier, we probably could lean a lot more to much more stronger finishers. So something to consider down the line. I would probably just maybe redo it a little bit more, just to kind of get us a bit more of a stronger handle on certain opponents. I did forget, of course, that yes, with a deck like this, you can definitely just use the go-to. So for removal, probably Fatal Push might actually be better because what it does. So Fatal Push here, definitely going to be the better option for you if you want to have more faster removal. So again, your mileage may vary no matter what you do. Either way, the good news is, of course, there's plenty of ways you can make the deck work overall. So there's tons of stuff you can kind of play around with however you want to build it. But overall, if you're still interested, I will leave, of course, both links for this in the details of the stream once we're done in just a few moments. But before we go, as always, all of you that are still watching right now and who have made it this far into the video, because of that, thank you for hanging in there, because you are all my true fiery friends, and I really do appreciate all of your support on this day and every day that you catch me on stream. No, what are we working towards? So we already have the entire deck completely filmed here. We are going to be utilizing Drone Strike. So this was built around a card that all of you voted on YouTube. So Drone Strike is using Pinnacle Emissary here. We're going to try to make a ton of drone tokens. I know. Some people out there are like, Infernoman, this is not another burn deck, is it? Well, you know what? Too bad. I do like burn decks, so we're going to try to use all the strongest burn in Timeless to try to see how many drones we can blow up after we get our swings in. So that is going to be our deck that in full with gameplay will be ready on Monday. So that'll be good to go in a few days. We just need to finish up editing for that one. As far as what we're going to be doing on stream over the weekend, well, we do have a couple options here. There's going to be one hilarious deck. I'm still kind of refining this one, but this one is called Dread Not the Bees. So this one is going to try to use Hornet Nest to then hit ourselves for 100 damage and get out a ton of insect tokens to just overwhelm our opponent. So this deck can go either super big or super wide very quickly. This is going to be so janky. I don't know if I want to do this one on stream, or maybe I'll do this one as a deck tech. We'll still kind of play around with that one. But the other deck that's ready to go is going to be Space Force. So this one is going to be using Spacecraft. We're using the brand new commander from the Precon as our leader here for a spacecraft / vehicle artifact deck. This one's actually pretty sweet. I do like what this card can do. So we'll see. We'll kind of play around with it. I haven't decided which one I want to do for the next stream that's coming up. If not, most likely it's going to be either tomorrow actually, or it actually might be Saturday. I don't know. We'll figure it out. Other cards I'm still trying to play around with. We have a Tezzeret control deck that I'm still trying to figure out. Maybe I might make this one into just a Brawl deck instead. I don't know. There's still lots of options you can play with Tezzeret. Beyond that one, there was, of course, that was mentioned earlier, of course, that we got to do the lobsters. So what is that? Boros colors? I think it is, yeah. So where is it at? Oh, wait, I'll do it the fast way. There we go. So getting our Lobster Citizen. I know people are really excited for this card. Definitely we're going to build around this. Most likely a commander deck in the future. Might do a 60 card. I don't know yet. So we have options for this one. This one definitely will be a fun one to do once we get that one going. So that's still going to be a ways away. It's a couple weeks out. Don't worry. It is coming. So I'm looking forward to it, and hopefully you all are too. But otherwise, that's pretty much it for today, everybody. Thanks again for joining us today for our debut for Edge of Eternities here. We still have a lot to go over with the set. Don't worry, we'll cover at least one deck in every format, so Standard, Pioneer, Historic, Timeless, and Brawl will all be coming soon to all of you. So hopefully you're all looking forward to that as much as I am. But otherwise, with the end of the stream, everybody, thank you one more time for being there for me, everybody, today. I appreciate all of your support for hanging in there and chatting with me today. So as always, let's give out a nice little shout out, as always, to everybody that did join us today. So TJ Wadsworth over on YouTube there, Dan Splendid as always, Mono Musa, always, Fear Dragon, thanks again for stopping by for a little bit there. Benson, I know we didn't play a deck that you were fond of, but maybe the next one you'll enjoy us playing with. And then, of course, others like Brony Man, Sneaky Toilet, as always, appreciate you. I know you're still there for a second there. And those of you that I don't see on across the chats, so again, Bold Brew Games, thanks again for hanging in there from the Instagram side. I appreciate all of you guys. Even if I don't see your name on the chats, again, apologize for it, but I still appreciate that you did view me just the same. Of course, I'll put in all the details I can one more time once we're done with this in just a few minutes. I have to now go because I got to take care of a bunch of other stuff because this little fireball is very busy when he's off the camera. But for that, have a wonderful Thursday afternoon or evening or wherever you're at. We'll see you again in just literally a day or so for the next stream, and hopefully we'll have a lot more fun with Edge of Eternities. But as always, before we go, just remember that no matter what you do play in the game of life, always be sure to burn bright. We'll see you again either tomorrow or Saturday, everybody. Later.